Hey guys, welcome back to another UDT tutorial. In this episode I'm going to show you how to make a simple first person to third person keybind so you can switch your camera perspective from first person, as you can see here, to a camera perspective that'll be somewhere up here-ish, so it's third person. Anyway guys, this is going to be a really quick and simple tutorial, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our project settings, and we're going to find input in engine. We're going to go ahead and make a action map bind. I'm going to call this switch camera perspective. Hopefully I spelled that right. And then I'm going to bind this to tab. You can bind this to whatever you want. Yeah, so now that I've set that up, we're going to open up our third person character, or whatever character it is you have. And then we are going to come under our viewport. And you can see here, I already have a first person camera set up, but we need to make a third person one. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select my mesh, and then I'm going to go and make a camera, not character. And then with this camera, we're going to go ahead and make sure that it's rotated the right way. So you can see currently it's facing the wrong way. I'm going to rotate that. And then it's also really low at the moment, so we're going to raise that up. I'm going to raise that right there. Looks alright. We could go a little higher if we wanted, actually. There we go. And then I'm now going to keep my camera selected. I'm going to make a... where is it? A spring arm. I'm going to drag that on top of the camera, and then I'm going to drag the camera on top of the spring arm so that the parent is this one, the spring arm. And on this spring arm, you can see at the moment it's got this red line going out, and that sets where our camera would be. And then any which way I rotate this spring arm, you can see the camera follows it. But at the moment, if I was to play and we had this one turned on, you'd see that I wouldn't be able to actually move my camera around. So we're going to make sure we select on the spring arm one. We're going to call the use pawn control rotation. That'll make it so that whenever we rotate our player character using our mouse, this camera will follow it. And then I think that's it. Also under camera, I'm going to go ahead and name this one third person camera. I'm going to make sure auto active is turned off on this one, and then on my first person camera, auto active is already on. This will be the first perspective that you see, and then we'll switch to this one. I think that should be good for now. And then under the event graph, we're going to call upon our bind that we made earlier. So we called it, what did we call it? Already forgotten. Switch camera perspective. And then from pressed, I'm going to drag out. Actually, we need our cameras first. So from first person camera, I'm going to drag out from this one. I'm going to type toggle active. I'm then going to connect to that one. I'm then going to get my third person camera. I'm going to drag out and get my toggle active again, and then connect that. And make sure whichever perspective you have set to be your first one that you see when you first launch your game is the first one that you have here, and the second perspective is the one you have here. If you aren't sure which one it is, just check which one you have set to auto active, so you can see my third person isn't set, so it's my second one. But basically all this does is whenever I press my keybind setup here, which is my tab key, it will then toggle active on the first person camera so it sets it off, and then it toggles active on the third person camera so it sets it to active. So you can see now when I press play I'm in first person, then I press tab but I'm now in third person. I can rotate around any way that I want. You might not like this perspective being perfectly behind, so if you want to change it, you can come under your viewport again, and then you can select your spring arm or your third person camera, it's up to you. And then you can find one of the different ways to rotate it. So if I want to make my target offset, let's say I want to make it go with 100 degrees. Just brought it closer. Let's try one of the other ones. 100. There you go. You can see now it's slightly offset to the side. So now when I press play and then press tab, you can see it's slightly offset. And it gives you this little rotate thing. So that might be something you like. Or, if that's not something you're interested in, you can change something like, say, the socket one. And now when you move around with the tab, it doesn't have that little moving function. It just perfectly sits there and it's slightly offset to the side. Anyway guys, that's it for this tutorial. This is very simple, very quick. If you have any other ideas for tutorials you want to see in the future, let me know down below in the comments. And if you're stuck on anything or need help, also let me know. Anyway, that's all for now. See you guys.